Welcome to the Handy Dandy Andy channel. My name is Andrew. I'm your host. Today we're going to be using a hackzall, Milwaukee hackzall, to cut a vent hole in this attic space in this shed. So I have a 12 by 12 inch vent for the shed, which I'll install from the outside, but I need to cut this hole. And I'm going to make two different videos. One video on how to do that with a hacksaw, reciprocating blade. The other video is going to be with a router, so stay tuned for that. Okay, so some general tips here for this. We want to cut as close as possible to the stud because I didn't leave a lot of extra room. So we're going to cut really close to this. To start with your first hole though, you don't want to start with it touching, and you don't want to start like this. I'll show you why. It just walks all around and dings it up. What you're going to want to do is start at a bigger angle like this, and if you can, rest this seat up against here like this, and then you'll start going down and then slowly pull, and then that'll get your first place through. Okay, so let's put your eyes and ears on. Let's go ahead and get started. So I'm resting down here on the bottom. So I'm going to turn it on and then hit the tip right there first. That is not a very sharp tip. That one did not work very well. Okay, that did not cut like I was expecting because there's not a tip right here. So I went and grabbed another blade. Let me show you the difference between these two. See how there's teeth all the way up to the top on these ones? On this blade? I think this blade's gonna do a lot better with getting started. So mid-video, we're going to do a test. We're gonna test the two blades. We're gonna see which one can start a hole right here, make a slot. So we'll try this one here. I'm gonna rest it on this 2x4, and we'll see if this will get started. And you can see there's not a lot of teeth touching right there. So okay, this one's not doing anything. So let's switch blades. Oh, this blade's all bent too. You can see how bent that blade is. All right, let's see how this one does. All right, well, it made it through. And you can see that it made it through, but it didn't do a great job because the blade is bent. I've used this thing for demolition and a ton of things. So now that we know this is the right blade, or at least a good enough blade, here we go. We're going to start over here on the right. Again, we're going to rest the hacksaw down here, and then we'll pivot down until we get through. Okay, now we're through. We're going to go all the way down. And you can see I kind of cut into the 2x4 a little bit. I did that on purpose because this is really tight fit. If you leave yourself a little more space, you don't have to. All right, now let's flip this over, and we'll go up to the top. Okay. Now we need to come to the side. Okay, now let's go this way with it. On this side, you won't be able to see the blade, but just watch this going down. Going up. Okay, now we just have the top that's left. There we go. So let's take a look at this now. See how we did. All right, so I want you to pay attention to this because this is what we're going to compare how this looks compared to when I do the router. So it's not a perfect cut. You can see sometimes there's a little bit of an overhang here. Sometimes I dug into the 2x4, which I'm not worried about. Overall, it's not super clean, but the good thing with this is it's fast to do. It's very easy, and a lot of people have a hackzall or a sawzall, some reciprocating blade, some tool that they can use for this. It's not as common that people have a router that they'd be using for some construction like this. So I hope this video has been useful. I hope that you've learned maybe a little bit of how to use a blade, and if you're like me, you realize that not all of your blades are created equal and that some of your blades don't have a tip on it. Anyway, thanks for checking out the channel. Appreciate your support. Thank you very much.